Craig Beischer, the President and CEO of Millrock Resources. It's great to have you here from Alaska.
Yeah, thanks, Tommy. I come to Vancouver pretty regularly, but Alaska's home.
Why don't you start by providing those that aren't familiar with Millrock with a bit of an elevator pitch?
We're a generative exploration company, prospect generator. We operate in my home state of Alaska, all over it, but also balance that seasonality with work in Sonora State, Mexico. And more recently, we've made a big move into the BC Stewart Golden Triangle area.
What's the exciting stuff that's happening in your view?
We've been in business for 8 years now. We've built ourselves a sustainable, viable, pure exploration company. This is what we do. We're exploration geologists. Our goal is to find a giant ore deposit and sell it to a major mining company. Most of the funding for our company comes from major mining companies. They earn into our projects. Right now we have 2 majors earning in various projects and 1 junior company. We're very active explorers right now. We're going to get a lot more active in the coming few months. Every drill hole is a chance to make that big discovery that'll take our shares over the top, and we're going to be drilling a lot of holes in the next 2 years.
What is your qualifications to run Millrock?
I came up through the ranks of Inco, spent about a 20-year career with that company, looking for metals all over North America. My partner, Phil St. George, a very successful exploration geologist, had a parallel career with Cominco. His big claim to fame was the initial discovery of the Pebble copper-gold deposit in Alaska. And his VPX for NovaGold really helped that company take off. We operate all our projects, and so these major mining companies, Vale, Kinross, Altius, Teck, they entrust us with their funds. We operate to their standards in terms of environmental, social responsibility, safety, but also technically. We're very strong.
What do you think is the most underrated part of Millrock today?
Moving into British Columbia is new for us. So this is the first Canadian presence we've had, despite the fact that we're TSX Venture Exchange listed company. We consolidated 3 different land positions, sort of district scale property packages, had to do 9 different agreements with prospectors and junior companies. And it wouldn't have been possible in any other market except the one that existed last November. You know, the past 3 years, even though they've been brutal, is really just the perfect time for a generative exploration company. We're able to acquire assets at very, very low cost. Claims have been dropped entirely, so we're able to stake up ground very cheaply, but even make deals on more advanced projects that we couldn't have made in a different market, and honestly couldn't even make today.
So the famous Golden Triangle, which you're talking about, and you have new projects in. The terrain is very rugged. Why these assets?
Well, if it was easy, someone already would have found it. But yeah, it's tough country. The weather is lousy. There's risk involved in exploring these areas, but there's great opportunity too. The glaciers are melting. Whether you believe that humans are causing global warming or not, one thing's a fact, the glaciers are receding. It's exposing new mineralization all the time. Our Todd Creek property near Stewart hasn't seen a geologist on it in 8 years. And I can assure you that the glaciers have melted back a long ways in those 8 years. It could be as easy as finding an ore body literally laying on the surface of the earth, now exposed by one of these melted glaciers.
What kind of work are you going to do in the Golden Triangle this year?
This year is still evolving. We're going to stick to our business model and get a partner for the project, and that sort of dictates, in part, the program.
What does it take to make a discovery?
Discoveries take sustained scientific work over time, and I think that's the real beauty of the generative exploration model. We've kept our entire team employed all the way through this last 5 horrendous years, continuously doing good scientific work. And that's just the opposite of what happens with most junior companies. It's in fits and starts, dependent on the venture capital markets. We don't depend very much on venture capital markets. Most of our money comes from mining companies. To me, that's the key. If you keep at it over time, doing good work with good scientists, you're going to succeed in finding mineral deposits.
Boots on the ground over desktop surveys?
We like both. You know, we're cutting edge in our use of geographic information systems and databases, but we absolutely believe you find a mine in a field.
Sonora, you have some exploration activity happening there, right, in Mexico?
We made a big move into Mexico 2 years ago by buying an entire Mexican exploration company that came with a great database of information, but also people that knew the geology and knew how to operate there. It took us almost 2 years to get our first partnership there, but Centerra Gold has come in, optioned 2 of our projects, and this relationship will likely be expanding in the near future.
What kind of work plans do they have?
We're already going flat out. We're doing surface surveys, soil geochemical and mapping, and induced polarization and magnetic geophysical surveys on our Los Chinos orogenic gold deposit. Results seem pretty good so far. We plan to execute a trenching program later this month, and likely be drilling the targets by fall. You know, in Alaska, we have a strategic alliance with the great Australian gold miner Newcrest. We've presented some great opportunities to them. We'll know soon how their level of commitment to those projects, and we're very hopeful that we'll be drilling holes on our West Pogo project, which is literally within sight of Sumitomo's Pogo gold mine. We think we've got the exact same structure, the exact same alteration, and hopefully the exact same gold deposit. That's a great mine. And again, just illustrates the opportunities that we have there. Because of the downturn, there's been 5 years where the claim holdings have just diminished, and so it's a wide open country. We were able to make deals with underlying claim owners at low cost over the last year, and so we've developed, district scale land position right beside one of the best mines anywhere.
Do you have the money you need to execute your plans?
We recently completed a financing. We raised $3.5 million, and we'll deploy about $1 million of that almost immediately to acquire more projects. These are things we've been negotiating on, and we're going to make those acquisitions before the prices really start to go up. Clearly the market has changed. People's perceptions of the value of their projects is changing. And this is our last chance to make those acquisitions.
So you're funded for your plans for this
We're
year?
funded. With the incoming partnerships we see coming from major mining companies, we can make $3 million last a very long time.
It sounds like quite a lot of news flow.
We're going to have new incoming partnership, expanded partnership, active exploration on a variety of projects, new acquisitions, all of which will be funded. British Columbia, I'm pretty darn sure we're going to attract a partner company to those projects. We'll move them all forward to drill readiness this summer. Alaska is going great guns. We have an Australian company, junior, earning into Porphyry Skarn project. They'll be drilling that on our behalf this summer. Liberty Bell's project I haven't mentioned yet, but I'm pretty darn sure we're going to have a partner on that too, and that'll be one to really watch. I think it's potentially one of our best projects.
Yeah, how do you prioritize?
Priority for me is the one we're going to drill next. That's the whole idea, is to have an array of projects, increases our chances of finding an economic ore body. I would say over the next 2 years, we're going to have a drill turning on one project or another, always drilling something, always having that chance for our shareholders to get the big hit that we need to go from 35 or 40 cents to $3 or $4. Our project portfolio, I think, would be the envy of any major mining company. We've got the people, we've got the projects. We're starting to get more partnerships, get every project we own funded by a mining company. We're going to be really active. We're going to be drilling a lot of holes. Every drill hole is a chance to make that discovery.
Thanks so much, Greg.